Last week on Campus Insiders, four-star cornerback Frank Buncombe committed to Stanford. Today, another California kid, Quenton Meeks, makes his decision between Cal, Stanford, or Vanderbilt. The wait is over. The Quenton Meeks decision is now only on CampusInsiders.com. Today is decision day for one of the best players from the state of California. Three-star cornerback Quenton Meeks will make his decision live in just a matter of moments. Hello and welcome to our Campus Insider Studios. I'm Shay Pepler, and it is National Signing Day. Players from all over the country making their decision of where they will play this upcoming season. One of California's top players, Quenton Meeks, he's no different. Let's get to know the man of the hour. He reigns from Del Norte High School at 6'2" and 190 pounds. In high school, he did it all. He returned kicks, played receiver, and of course lined up as a cornerback. Coaches not the only ones trying to recruit Meeks. How about some fans? Cody Johnson, represented for Vanderbilt, saying, "Vandy Nation is waiting on you." Hashtag anchor down in Nashville. Will, who's a Cal fan, said, hashtag Cal is the #1 public school in the world. You would be set up for life, football or not. Good luck on your decision. And even the players getting involved. Malik Psalms, who's committed to Cal, he goes by Tarzan on Twitter. He said, "Will we play on the same field next year? Find out on Wednesday." Frank Buncombe, who's off to Stanford, made a pitch for Quenton Meeks just last week here on Campus Insiders. Here's what he had to say to try and recruit Meeks to the farm. Take a listen.
Card class 15 shaping out well, and I'm looking forward to play with all those guys. But I got to shout out Quenton Meeks up there at Del Norte High School. Hop on the bandwagon, dude. We're doing it well.
Okay, so the time has come to see which school Quenton Meeks will select. Bonnie Bernstein is in sunny California at Meeks High School, standing by with his decision. Bonnie, what's going on?
Hey, good afternoon, Shay. I gotta tell you, I feel very lucky, not just to be in sunny San Diego at a time when it's really cold everywhere else in the country, but simply because we've had two extraordinarily bright student athletes declaring where they're going to attend college on Campus Insiders. This man here, Mr. Meeks, 3.4 GPA with a design on earning a mechanical engineering degree. He sits on the student advisory board for the local school district here, talking to administrators about how to enhance the experience for high schoolers. And oh, by the way, on the field, he's no slouch. You talked about how he's a receiver and a DB and a returner, set the single season record for receiving yards and touchdowns here at Del Norte, although he's going to be focusing on his defensive skills at the next level. Give me one word to describe how you're feeling right now.
Elated.
Yeah? Did you sleep much last night?
Not much. Just got the nerves flowing and couldn't keep my mind off it.
How many times have you changed your mind?
Throughout the whole process, I've been committed to probably each one of these schools at least once for a day, but I'm ready now. You know,
I'm wondering, you've had a unique experience as the son of an NFL defensive coordinator. Your dad, Ron, was a D coordinator when the Colts won the Super Bowl back in 2007. How does the adrenaline rush you feel now compare to some of the cool things you've seen as a kid?
Man, I'll probably say this is the most exciting because, you know how hard you've worked for this moment, and everybody that supported you, you couldn't do without them, and not just on the football field, but in the classroom as well. Just extra studying that you have to do, and hard classes, and then extra time you have to put on the field. It's just amazing to be here now.
We were laughing yesterday about the star system. Some recruiting services have you as a 3-star, some have you as a 4-star, and you've looked at every single one of the DBs ranked ahead of you. But where do you think you have a leg up on them?
I would say that I don't think anybody can do what I do as far as the preparation for the game and the film study. I'm never one to declare that I'm #1 at anything, but I strive to be that way. And I think that humility and that work ethic is really pushed me forward.
That film study is so important. I got to ask you, when you look through your Twitter feed, which school is pushing the hardest? Which one is saying, Quenton Meeks, you got to come to our place?
By far, the fans there at Vanderbilt and Nashville, those SEC fans, they really get after it. So it's great to see.
Well, Vandy is among your 3 choices. We have a very special guest doing a deeper dive on the other 2. Here is one of the NFL's newest Hall of Famers, Tim Brown.
Hi, Quenton. Congratulations on a fantastic high school career. Very happy to be sharing this moment with you. Let's take a look at your 3 final schools. The California Golden Bears, head coach Sonny Dykes. 2014 record 5-7, 3-6 in the Pac-12. National titles 5. Consensus All-Americans, 27. Famous alums, Aaron Rodgers, Tony Gonzalez, and Deshaun Jackson. The Stanford Cardinal, head coach David Shaw, 2014 record, 8-5, 5-4 in the Pac-12. National titles, 2. Consensus All-Americans, 30. Famous alum, John Elway, Jim Plunkett, and Andrew Luck. And the Vanderbilt Commodores, head coach Derek Mason, 2014 record, 3-9, 0-8 in the SEC. National titles, 0. Consensus All-Americans, 6. Famous alum, Jay Cutler, Earl Bennett, and Zach Stacy. All right, Quenton, the time has come. Where are you going to go to college? The decision is now.
A huge thanks to Tim Brown. 11 universities have offered you full scholarships. Quenton Meeks, which one will be fortunate enough to have your services next season?
Well, first I have to run through a list of thank yous.
Floor is yours.
You know, first off, I need to thank God for all the things He's blessed me with. You know, both academically and athletically. You know, without my faith in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, none of this would be possible. Second, I need to thank my family, in particular my parents. You know, despite separating when I was young, you guys both, you know, worked hard and to make sure that I was taken care of and put all differences aside to make sure that I was taken care of, and I appreciate that. Third, I need to thank all the coaches that have coached me in both football and baseball throughout the years to help me grow athletically, and I would like to thank all the coaches that have given me the opportunity to offer me scholarships to these prestigious universities. Finally, I would like to thank everyone who's ever supported me. I know a lot of you guys are in the crowd right now and watching at home, and even the ones that aren't watching, I need to thank you guys because I can't do this alone. And, you know, I'm forever grateful to each and every one of you guys have ever, you know, supported me throughout this this process and even before. And I will also need to thank the people who have doubted me and who've ridiculed me and told me what I cannot do, because I can't make without you guys either. With that being said, this fall I will be taking both my talents on the football field and in the classroom to the Silicon Valley and attend Stanford University.
Nerd right here. You're not even going to wait till you get on campus. Hashtag Nerd Nation.
That's right.
Why Stanford over your other two?
You know, just as soon as I stepped on the campus, the greatness you feel there, it's unbelievable. And throughout the whole process, that was a school that I was really gunning for and really wanted. Even before the process, when I was about 8th, 9th grade, you know, I've always thought about, you know, that would be amazing to attend a university, not just focused on, you know, the athletic part and my football skills and, you know, make it to NFL, but they also want you to get a very good degree and, you know, second to no degree in the world. And, you know, that's one thing that I've always strived for. That's been my parents' vision for me. And that's what everybody has helped me to accomplish. I
want to delve into the academics portion in a second, but let's talk about the DB situation. Alex Carter, one of the starting cornerbacks at Stanford, is heading to the NFL. However, Wayne Lyons could have gone, decided to stay for his final year. Yeah. What did Coach Shaw and the defensive coaches talk to you about in terms of how you could be relevant immediately?
They just told me that, you know, if I'm ready to play, you know, if they need me, that they'll put me in there. But that's really, right now, that's really not my complete focus. You know, it's not the most important thing. You know, it's about what's going to make you most successful in the end, not immediately. And I feel like I do have an opportunity to play right away, you know, whether that's start on the outside of corner or be the nickel back or, you know, play a safety role or whatever that may be. You know, I'm ready to fit in there. But most importantly, the first year, I just want to come in and learn. That's just, you know, I want to be a sponge to the older guys there. You know, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I want
it's a good thing to say on the camera.
Definitely, but we want to be a sponge to all the coaches. The coaching staff there is amazing, and you know, the wealth of knowledge that I'm going to get through those coaches is just unbelievable. So that's the main thing, just coming in to learn, really.
You know, Q, we were talking yesterday about some of your favorite books, and you said there was one in particular that really played a valuable role in your decision-making process. Can you share that?
Well, I'll say my favorite book is The Secrets to Success by Eric Thomas. And one thing that he said was, before you have success or before you are in it, you feel it and you see what it looks like. And when I stepped on the campus at Stanford, like immediately I just saw what it looked like. And
you were there on that big recruit visit weekend in mid-January, right? So what was it about that experience that made it click?
Just number one, I would have to say meeting with the Dean of Admissions, Rick Shaw, and talking to him, and you know, just understanding that he denies 95% of people who are going to apply there, and just talking to him and getting his ideas, and then just being around the people, you know, and just understanding what it's about to be at Stanford and the things that they accomplished there and the trailblazers that have gone through that university are just unbelievable.
I would imagine one person that really resonated with you happens to be a professor there and a former Secretary of State in Condoleezza Rice. What was that like?
Yes, it was amazing meeting her, and you know, just to shake hands with her. I actually took a selfie with her.
Of course you did.
I had to, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity. But she's just an amazing woman, and you know, I look forward to building a relationship with her, hopefully up there, and she's very approachable, and you know, I look forward to that.
And she loves her football.
Very
so as
much
long as
so,
you
yes.
play well, I'm sure she'll always have an open door policy
No
for
doubt,
you.
no doubt.
Well, Shay, we got two of San Diego's top DBs heading to Stanford now, and Quenton Meeks and Frank Buncombe. Will have a special guest coming up back here in San Diego in just a few minutes, but we'll send it back to Chicago for a little more analysis.
Thank you, Bonnie. I love those glasses. I want a pair. Here's some other notable players that will be residing in Palo Alto this season. Of course, someone we heard from not too long ago, that is four-star defensive back Frank Buncombe, set to play for the Cardinal, a versatile player as well, who no doubt will be happy to learn that Meeks will be joining him. Four-star wide receiver Trent Irwin, the #1 receiver coming out of the state of California. He's also a notable commit for David Shaw. He's heading to Stanford as well. So that gives the Cardinal 21 total commits so far, 4 4-stars, and the #29 class rank in the nation, according to Scout.com. And speaking of Scout.com, let's now check in with Greg Biggins, one of our recruiting analysts who's very familiar with Quenton Meeks. Here's Greg on his decision.
So love the pickup for Stanford. Quenton Meeks, again, last week we talked about Frank Buncombe. I think Meeks is a very similar player, long, rangy, athletic, multi-positional player. He can go corner, safety, even receiver. He has the ball skills to play on the opposite side of the ball. I personally love him on defense. I love those long, athletic corners. I think those are kind of the rage in college football right now to match up with those bigger receivers. But as his body continues to fill out and develop, I think he could grow into a safety. But right now, I think corner is probably his best position. 40-inch vertical jump over the summer at the Nike football training camp. Not a high-end top speed guy, but he's more quick than fast. And again, he does have the athleticism, I think, to play corner, especially in Stanford's system. They do a lot of press coverage, a lot of cover two with the safety over the top. So I think he can play corner. Right now, Cal, Vanderbilt, he loved those visits, but Stanford was kind of always the team to beat. And this time of the year when Stanford can get you into school and you've taken a visit, their hit rate for January kids who make announcements is almost 100%. They rarely lose guys, and it's obviously a tough decision for him, but kind of thought Stanford was going to be the team to beat, and he went ahead and chose Stanford. So nice pickup for Coach David Shaw.
Thank you, Greg. 40-inch vertical jump. I wonder what Doug Chapman's vertical jump was back in the day. What was it?
About 41 and a half.
That's of course it was more than 40.
Still got it, too. And I still got it.
Of course he does. That is Doug Chapman, our college football analyst. And Doug, I know you've watched a lot of tape on Meeks. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's talk about his style and how you think his style is going to fit in now with David Shaw at Stanford.
I think his style fits perfectly. He's the son of a coach, high football IQ. He's got great size. At Stanford, they run that 3-4 scheme. They're bringing pressure almost every single snap. They require their corners to be out on the perimeter and play man. At 6'1.5", 6'2", he's got great size. He's about a $185, 190. He's going to gain some weight. He'll be a bigger corner. You want bigger corners in this type of scheme. And I think he's a guy that can see the field early. They've got spots open at cornerback, and they've got spots open at safety. He's got the size and the versatility to play both, and he could also play nickel. So look for him to get on the field pretty early in his career.
Well, as I mentioned, Doug, I know you watched quite a bit of tape on Meeks. So what stood out to you in watching that film?
Yeah, watching tape with him, the first thing, like I said, is his size. When you look on the field, he sticks out on defense. He's a guy that when you see those 11 guys lined up, he stands out, stands very tall. Here he's watching the quarterback, playing off coverage, looks and sees the quarterback's eyes. Quarterback stares him down. He stares him right back down and has the guts to jump this route. Looks like Malcolm Butler for the Patriots in the Super Bowl, jumping that slant route, takes it right back to the house. He's got the confidence. Like I said, son of a coach. He watched a lot of film, able to do things like this. And you want your defensive backs to be physical. I talked about his size. He's got the size to play strong safety in the box, range enough to play free safety, comes up and run support. Now, DBs, it ain't got to be pretty. Just stop the guy. Wait till your buddies get there, goes low, slows the ball carrier up, waits till his guys come, they bring him down. And on the offensive side of the ball, he's the team's leading wide receiver, extremely athletic, also played baseball. Now, his 40 time may not blow you away. He might be a 4.5, 4.6 guy, but when you turn the tape on, he's got game speed. No hesitation, no wasted moves, splits the defenders, takes it to the house. I tell you, I love guys that can run with the pads on. I don't want to see you with pads off. And I love guys that can do this too. Coaches love when you get a kid on campus, may not find a spot right away in your starting lineup, but he can do this. God-given ability. You can't coach this. This punt return was not drawn up like this, young man. He did this on his own. And is talented enough to get on special teams, run back punts, kicks, contribute from day one. The kids want to play. The coaches want to get him out. Quenton Meeks is a guy that should be able to see the field very early in his Stanford career.
All right, Doug Chapman, great breakdown. Even giving him some love, some good comparisons, some props.
He can jump like me, so of course.
I love it. Bonnie B has more from California. That'll do it from us in the studio in Chicago. Bonnie, what's going on?
If Doug has a 40-inch vertical, I want to see it. That'll be the first thing that happens when I get back to Chicago, you guys. Well, we have a special guest along with Quenton here, his father, Ron, who's been 20 years coaching in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. Ron, you really started working with Q on his technique high school, first year in high school. Where do you think that work will pay off most? A particular skill set you think maybe a little bit more advanced for him as he heads off to college?
Well, I think the major thing is that you got to create a kid's muscle memory. You got to create something for a consistency where you're doing the thing enough that it's very comfortable with what you're doing. I think one thing about Quenton was that I can remember back in Charlotte when he came during the summer and things like that.
Coaching with the Panthers, yeah.
Run around the field, and then we work and we backpedal and things like that, trying to create that. For a tall guy, you got to have him be a knee bender and create that muscle memory, that muscle endurance, and I think that was the biggest thing. And I can remember he really worked hard over there, and sometimes he didn't want to do it, but it was
You want to recount that backpedaling story?
Man, this is like my first time ever backpedaling, like formally, and we had to backpedal the whole football field.
100 yards.
100 yards, 4 times.
Your quads weren't sore at all.
They were the worst. And we didn't just backpedal straight, we angled too. Like, he went across the field like that. It was the worst summer ever.
When I think, Ron, about some of the unbelievable DBs you've coached, Champ Bailey with the Skins, Aeneas Williams with the Rams, Bob Sanders with the Colts.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders, he was all right. Just ask him, prime time. Is there something that you see developing in your son that gives you an indication that there's some of that in him?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that the thing I like about my son and I really admire about him is that his just concept of the game, football IQ. Mm-hmm. And I remember from games that we played, especially his junior year, when he had an interception in the game, and the first thing he said, yep, I saw that on film. He saw the formation, and he recognized the formation, and he took a bite on a play and intercepted for a touchdown. I think that's the major thing. I think one of the things that he's always shown me is that he's willing to listen. And like
coachable.
I can remember a lot of times, even in the house, that I would show him something, almost tearing furniture down and everything, just demonstrating things. And it's just in that moment, you know, I've just been around football all my life and you have a passion for it, so you don't want to take away from that moment, so you want to take advantage of that moment. So sometimes I see someone on TV, I say, hey, no, I'll stop it, and I call them downstairs or something. We'll be down in the middle on the hardwood floor or whatever doing something. But the key thing was, I think that his thing was that he had a mission. I think that he wanted to be as good as he could be, and he took that concept at an early age, and I think being around the game helped him and things like that. But I think the biggest thing was he kind of reminds me a lot of a player like Aeneas Williams, who came early, studied film, and on the football field in practice, it was just like it was a game. And I had to slow him down sometime, Aeneas. And sometimes I think that he shows some of those football savvies that I see in Aeneas Williams. And I can remember just like the Super Bowl we just had. You know, you think about that play, that young kid,
Malcolm Butler, the rookie from
a rookie free agent.
Yep.
believe me, he saw that on film, and he rehearsed it and practiced enough that he was very confident he could make that play.
I don't want to go too off topic, but we got two DBs here, and it's a great opportunity. We were talking about this yesterday. Everybody's saying they didn't give Marshawn Lynch the ball, and people have been incredulous about it. But from your standpoint, the way Butler jumped the route, give me your perspective.
And that's, I've actually had a similar play to that my junior year, actually, when my dad was speaking on. But I heard after the game he say that he recognized the formation. And for a DB to have that confidence to just go in for the interception, because 95% of the time, if he makes a play, the ball is knocked down. But for him to go ahead and jump it and make the interception, that's just an amazing play. And that's a DB's dream, to have the game-winning interception in the Super Bowl. That's like unbelievable.
And he said that was all on film, so that's proof positive. All that film work that you've been doing will be really helpful in college and in the NFL. Well, I know there's somebody really important in your life who isn't able to be here today. Your mom, Nicole, is back home in Atlanta battling lupus, but you're doing something really special for her here in San Diego. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I'm doing it's actually an idea for my girlfriend. Walk to End Lupus here in San Diego. It's just, there's a website linked up there, and you can go there and donate to help end this terrible disease. My mom's been battling it since I was really young, and you know, the things I want to accomplish is really going to pay off. And you know, one day I want to be able to, you know, make sure she doesn't have to worry about money and have to work again. So.
Well, even though she's not here, I'm sure she's at home watching. Very proud of you,
Love
as is Pops right here. Quenton, congratulations. Best of luck at Stanford. And thanks to everybody out there for watching our exclusive coverage of the Quenton Meeks decision. We've got all of your headlines for National Signing Day right here on Campus Insiders. And then we're turning our full attention to college hoops. We've got live games. We've got breaking news for you. And on Selection Sunday, we're going to roll out our terrific series called 68 and 60. We will have 1-minute previews of each and every team in the tournament. It is must-see programming as you put your bracket together, and you're only going to find it on CampusInsiders.com. That's it for now. Signing off from San Diego.